Welcome, welcome, welcome to the face behind the brand. I am your
Thanks
host.
for
I am your host, Monique Marie, and you are Caligraphy. Welcome.
Hi.
How are you doing tonight?
Girl, I'm tired, but I'm pushing through, working, making
You
these
over there
moves.
working? Y'all over there
Yeah.
cooking?
Yes,
Oh my.
constantly.
Well, I'm so thankful for you to take time out of your session, I should say, then, because you working and working. And I seen Goldie Gold over there working and setting it up for you.
Yes, for sure.
Um, I'm just truly grateful. I want to say Movin is definitely hot. It's a very, very hot song. You guys obviously know this. And if not, I'm reminding you. That's why I wanted to have you on. Um, as you know, I had Goldie on
Yes.
last week. And, of course, we could not do this completely without having you, of course. And so I was so glad when we linked up. And I'll circle back to Kedra because Kedra linked me up with Goldie, and I'll circle
Right.
all the way back to Contraband Beats. Contraband Beats, because I met him about 3 months ago, and he interviewed. So this has been a wonderful blessing, just having all of you guys just surround me with your presence. So talk about calligraphy, Southern Cal, Long Beach girl. Tell me where you grew up.
I was born in Long Beach, but I really represent the fact I grew up here. So I like to say I was born and bred in the city of Tree.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Okay. And so you also, of course, once you went to SAC, you were let's go to 7th grade because I want to talk about your basketball abilities. Okay. You started playing basketball in the 7th grade. Am I correct?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So tell me more about that.
Yeah, I played a little pickup, and I wasn't very good at all. I remember when I tried out, I kept going back to the tryout list, and my dad was like, "You're 6'2". I think you're gonna make it."
Yeah, 6'2".
I was blessed, and it just took off. It was great experience.
Yeah.
So.
And so high school, Sac High.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and then of course you end up going to college, and then of course, how did the pro basketball begin?
I was hoping to be drafted, but that's a part of the process. Usually, if you don't get drafted, you're able to transfer out of overseas or do both. And that was my long-term goal. I actually played 5 years overseas in 5 different countries. I was very blessed as a rookie.
Yeah.
And for my Achilles, and just sat down. It was time. You just spend time to let it go, but it's always in my heart, and I actually apply a lot that I learned through basketball to how I attack the music and stuff. So blessing.
So how many years were you overseas playing basketball?
For 5.
Oh my God. 5 years calligraphy.
Days for Christmas, if I was lucky. Yeah, it was hard, but worth it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm just, again, very impressed with your ability. I know, it's you're able to basically transfer a lot of skill sets because you're able to work as a team player. So that says a lot just about you working as a team, as a baller. What position did you play?
I played all positions at one point, and then in college, I played the 4 and the 5. So 4 center, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Amazing. Amazing. Very impressive calligraphy. And I see you got some fans coming in, so I'm really excited to have you all here. I see Mo Blessed. I see you, Black and Pink 2328. That's actually my mommy. I see you, Future New York. I see you, E-Rain. So we got support tonight. So talk to me about motherhood calligraphy. You have a beautiful 6-year-old, handsome son.
Yeah. Everything. He's everything.
Yeah.
It's hard. I think every mom will tell you that. Yeah. It's so worth it. It's so rewarding. He's a fan of music, and we've actually built another relationship outside the mother with the music. Like, my son will walk around here singing my songs, requesting them. He has a fascination with it. That's beautiful to watch when you're literally looking at yourself, because I have to parent myself.
Yeah.
When he has, that can't really be bad. You got that from me.
Yeah, yeah.
And I wouldn't change it for the world. So
yeah, so he's your one and only.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so calligraphy. Talk to me about your alter ego, the name Caligraphy. How did you come up with that name? I love it.
Oh, And you know what? I came up with that before I even really started to rap. I would like be at my friend's studio session where they're recording, and I kind of started thinking like, if I was to ever brand myself, what would it be? So something I toyed with, and I started spoken word and poetry, and I have a deep love for the actual process of writing. I've kind of gotten away from that with even writing on my phone, and it hits different. Your delivery and everything.
Yeah. Wow.
So I never claimed to be a freestyle rapper or anything like that. It's the art of it, which is literally when you break calligraphy down, what it means. And then I want to represent Cali. So, you know, I tried to soak as much game as I could early in. And somebody had said to me, you have to brand yourself. Well, wait, what way are you going to go with this? And what's something that sticks with you? Being from California, representing that everywhere I went in the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Cali girl, calligraphy.
Yes.
I like that. So let's start with Movin. Okay. You're working with, of course, an amazing artist on this song. Of course, Goldie Gold of the Federation. The song was produced by Contraband Beats, a heavy hitting producer. Talk to me about the process of this song.
You know, and I have to give a shout out to Goldie, of course, and everybody knows
Goldie Gold. Goldie Gold is right over there. What's going on, Goldie?
On my sensei, and he's just giving me so much game when I am at this stage still where I can't really offer anything back. There's no angle. He just wants me to be better. He sees something in me. I remember when we first met, he was like, there's something about you. I can't tell you what it is yet. You know?
Yeah.
And Rocket, he has been a big moving force in who I've become as an artist already in this short amount of time. And so he came to link up and do music, and he came to a studio session, and I had just gotten my home studio set up. So he set it all up for me in my closet, and he test ran it. And that's how that song came about. It was actually Movin', that he went in there, he had no voice, tired, and laid it. And he actually told me to write a hook. He was like, you're going to get on the hook. Well, me, I wrote a verse and spit it for him, try to shoot my shot. He was like, you can get on it. So just lucky, luck of the draw.
Yeah. Well, I think it's an incredible sound. The song is, I mean, it speaks for itself. It's moving, right? I mean, you know, you guys, you posted the visual just literally a few weeks ago here, and talk to me about the experience of having the young guys from Africa hit you guys up and create their visual.
Unreal. I'm still at a stage where likes, you know, somebody wrote me and said, well, I'll repost it, but I don't have much followers. But I literally will stop in the moment and take all that. Like, somebody came back and replayed it 2 times, guys, and had 3 views. Like, a part of the story of who I am going to become eventually. I'll never forget it. And it's a big driving force and why I work as hard as I do.
Absolutely. So. Yeah. I thought that was impressive. So then prior to moving, there's a song, of course, that I posted with one of your images. I like it a lot, of course.
Thank you.
Titled Fuck Shit Up.
I forgot.
I just thought with the picture, I'm just like, okay, this goes with the colors.
I'm so for it. I love it.
Yeah. So, and that was produced by, is it Mad V Guitars?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So what was the process of that? Because you're talking a lot of shit in that.
Yeah. Enormous longer bars. I usually go like 8 or 16. I had some things to say, and I feel like I had sat on that song for a very long time. So what I'll do is I might write it all out and never lay it, but it's always tucked in there. And I was getting good with my own production. I was actually going to produce it myself, and this guy had happened to reach out. And he said, if you have anything, you know, you can come in here for $20 or something. And it just all came into fruition and play. And that was a point where I was kind of pushing myself, investing in myself slowly. So I'm back. And I didn't really give it as much push as it deserved. I'm hoping that all of that recycles back around when I get a platform.
Yeah. Well, the way I see things, calligraphy is, you know, sounds, music is timeless, you know. I think it's the same for, like, if we think about a lot of what Prince talked about before he transitioned. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's so many things that have been 10 years, we say 10 years old or 10 years
My
ago,
service is bad. I don't know.
And it's new. When I hear it first, you know, it's new to me. Like, you know, if I'm hearing it for the first time, it's new. So whether it be 8 months, 10 months, it's new music, you know? So I think it's a great song, and I think it's going to be definitely received as that. Are you still with me? I see the Instagram timing there.
And come back.
You still with me? Okay. Calligraphy. I think we lost her. Let's see. Hopefully she'll come back in. I'll play the song. I'll play the song while we wait for her to come back. Oh, there she goes. I will not play the song. Let's see. Calligraphy.
I don't know what happened there. Right
now. I'm like, it's okay. Can you see me and hear me?
Yes.
Okay. We're good. So we got you. So what I was saying is that you talked about the song, being that you weren't able to promote and this and that, but I was saying something I learned from listening to Prince was that he said if someone is first time hearing the song, it's new to them. So every time we hear it for the first time, it's new. So you might have wrote the song 10 years ago. You know what I'm saying? But we heard it today. It's new today.
And it's part of that process, right? Exactly. Yeah. So thank you for
that. Yeah. So talk to me about the best advice you've been given so far as an artist.
I would say to stay busy. And there were times when I would get down or something like that. And when you take that gap or you make an excuse, I'm too tired, or it reflects and it shows. There were times when I would fall off for a week. I need a break. Yeah. And when I came back, I had to get my voice control back under and that sound back. And you have no time to fall off. Yeah. So if you stay busy with positive things, positive people around you, I think that's the best advice that I've been able to actually apply at this level and see fruition at it.
Yeah, I like that. Well, you're in the middle of a pandemic of 2020, the year of all years. You're in the land of the living, and you released this. You're releasing some really good music underneath the rock in the middle of quarantine.
What else is there to do?
So talk to me about your inner peace and your motivation. And I know you said staying busy, but where do you find your inner peace from?
That's something that I actually battle with. I actually started meditating, and on my story, I go to the water often. That's kind of how I recenter. And I don't write. I used to. I don't write anymore. I literally take that time for me to soak in things like this. So if I look back and I'm like, that was a really dope interview, that's where I take my pat on the back. And then when I'm leaving from there, I'm hungry again. So it's just a ever-burning fire, but you definitely have to find something that's for you that nobody can or bother or interrupt. So you stay grounded. I want to stay humble and I want to stay hungry. So
I like that. Yeah, yeah. So part of Facebook. We losing you again?
Oh, I took
there you are. You're there. I'm still there. It's probably Wi-Fi. It could be your Wi-Fi. Yeah. But you're still here. Don't end it. Don't end it unless sometimes it'll just toggle. Instagram. It's Instagram. But I was saying, part of Face Behind the Brand, it's not just asking these typical, music questions. I like to kind of dig deep, and find out who you are behind Movin and behind your brand. So I'm going to ask you a few thought-provoking questions. Is that okay?
Yeah, let's kiss.
So is it more important to do what you love, calligraphy, or to love what you are doing?
I would say love what you're doing.
Okay. And why is that?
I would say that because and I correlate a lot with when I played basketball, I did what I loved. But at some point and I wasn't doing necessarily what I loved. I was doing it for the people that I loved, for the people that had invested in me. And I had lost that flame of even the end goal. Like, okay, I want to do this, but I'm all the way away from home. And, a lot of factors started coming in. With this, I don't see that happening. And I think that's because it's the latter. And that's the easiest way I could put it. Yeah.
Well, it makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. I think a lot of times too, when either way, when you're doing what you love, obviously, you wind up loving what you're doing. And if you love what you're doing, you know, the money follows,
right,
you know, what you're doing. It just
right.
comes because you're, like you said, you're consistent, and you're hungry for it, and everything that you desire. I feel, spiritually speaking, I feel God makes room for, you know, so,
figure out that stuff he's been trying to thump and tell you, and that's
yeah,
from, you know, so
yeah. So would you say, are you more worried about doing things right or doing things wrong when it comes to this music?
both. And I mean, I put everything I have into it, and just getting better, and stuff that you can't see, that I can't post about, or just literally sacrifice. So both.
What would you change about the industry if you can change one thing, calligraphy?
Whew.
I know it's so many things.
That was good. That's good. I would change the crab in a bucket mentality. The I do this by myself, so I'm not gonna help you because nobody. That just doesn't make any sense to me, and that probably from being a team player. But if you can reach back even with knowledge and game, that's a big part of the culture changing in the industry. There's always politics to things, but you know, just outside of yourself, because as soon as you do that, it comes back. So
yeah, absolutely. Well, you're working again with some great musicians. You know, you have the opportunity to work with some wonderful producers. Who influenced you, would you say, to want to get into entertainment? I mean, what music were you listening to growing up?
I would say Alice's Federation. I mean, the hyphy movement, the whole thing. I used to Jackie and tell me nothing, swing as that was crazy. As a young kid, though, my dad listened to jazz, so I always had this love that I didn't realize underlyingly for music in itself. And I like a wide range of artists today, like hip hop, pop, alternative. Back then, the MCs and the Queen Latifahs, and you know, I don't think people would realize what they did for me to even be here right now, trying to do this. That's why I emphasize in my bio and my whenever I'm describing myself as a MC, it is very important. You know what I mean? The spoken word, that flow, all that flow where it's A to the B to the the baseline. I don't care how you switch it up, you know, and I owe homage to that. So I would say MC Light, Eve. Yeah. It's been
some real MCs.
Right.
So pre-COVID, obviously before all the shutdown and stuff, where would you say had been one of your best places to perform your music? I know, pre-COVID, right?
I would say the best experiences I've had was when I had a room, maybe not even full to capacity, but my team of people that I trust, sacrificing their time to hear me say the same song over and over and over to get it right. But literally performing it, walking back and forth, pacing, getting ideas. That's what gives me the confidence to even drop it. You know what I mean? I can see my patterns. I was like, okay, you know, it's going to make me want to go harder, backspace, make the verse better. I'd rather perform for my people and make sure it's cool. And then, you know, but I've been in a couple arenas. I got the chance to work with, shout out to Indy.
Wow.
In Indy, and she had a concert and I opened up there. And that was a really dope experience as a Ricky artist to have that opportunity. And I opened it up with spoken word and I was scared, but
Wow. I like that. So spoken word, how long have you been writing?
Oh, I've been writing since about 3rd grade, and I used to hide it. And my teacher called my mom and was like, I found this notebook and she's really good at it. But even still, even now, I'm way more nervous to perform or spit a piece for people that I'm friends or intimate or care about their opinion than I am to rap. I'm like, don't make direct eye contact because it's so personal and it's so even how you pause is very important, you know?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Expression, right?
Yeah.
It's all about expression. I see you there, Eugene. Everything rosy. Everything is rosy. He was another artist interviewed right before you, I think a few days ago. So you got a lot of support.
I love it.
So what would you say to this phrase? And it's more kind of going to probably be a question for you, but what's the first thing that comes to mind when I ask you this?
Okay.
When it's all said and done, will you have said more than you have done?
No. Young me, yes.
Yeah.
You know, but no. And I think that's something that Goldie even instills. Nobody knows how hard we're working on it because it speaks for itself. It's gonna speak for itself. And I've even been in rooms where you watch somebody kind of talk themselves out of position.
Yeah.
You know, you have this opportunity. So just playing it safe and even not having to need to broadcast every win. Learning the hard way. Not everybody is so happy and excited. You know, Cody always says that. Everybody's happy.
Yeah. Yeah. That's real. That's real talk. And I think, I mean, because you can be so happy for yourself, right? You get so excited, and then you share your good news with someone who's not excited, and then your good news becomes like bad news. You know what I'm saying?
I can facial expression that you know.
Yeah. So I think moving in silence is a big one. You know, we always talk about it. I think we definitely need to be more about it though. Moving in silence. And yeah, you want to share because you know you're amongst your peers, and you think everybody should be happy for you. But yeah, I would agree. They're not. So so that goes into my next question. Then who do you think stands between you and happiness?
Elaborate. Help you with that.
So I came up with this question today. It's just because it was really a question for myself. So I said I was going to ask you this question. And a lot of times we stand in our own way. So I guess I'll answer the question. You know, so the question is, who do you think stands between you and happiness? You do. Like you just said, you can choose to share your happiness with others, or you can choose to keep it and just be like cheesing like this. Yeah.
I say my heart. If my heart could be a person, you know, and you can only I want everybody to eat. I want everybody to, you know, chase their dreams and believe in themselves. But, you know, sometimes that's your downfall. My mom used to always say that, you know, you are light.
Yeah.
Attracts dark as well. And so for some reason, that's one of your purposes on earth. And you don't ever stop being light. So no matter how bad you do me, I'll still keep moving the way that I do with integrity and respect.
I like that. We were talking about that today, my mommy and I, and it was talking about being a light in the dark place, right? And you can't, because darkness can't drive out darkness, right? So you have to be light in a dark place. Only light can drive out darkness,
right?
You know, so we can't be afraid to step into certain arenas and certain, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, of course, don't be in spaces that, of course, is just so negative and it's not good for you and you're not protected. But we have to be okay. Like, I mean, like what we're doing, like social media is definitely not a light place.
Right.
I mean, it can be, but it's a double-edged sword, you know? So yeah, I think I asked you this on your preliminary when we were talking a little bit. So if you had a friend who spoke to you the same way that you speak to yourself, how long would you allow this person to be your friend?
So I said that, I don't know how my friends deal with me. You'll be going to tell us every day. So
yeah.
But I'm my own biggest critic. So it's not even that it's negative talk. I would say young me didn't know how to put those thoughts into motivation, into wanting to just be better. Instead, you can eat. It's a very thin line between that and depression. You know what I mean? You being hard on yourself and depression, and you negatively talking to yourself. So I definitely would be long. We wouldn't make it far right or nothing like that. But you know, that's the uniqueness in me. So I'm grateful for the people that do. I ain't crazy or nothing, but I'm grateful for the people that rock with me, even through my flaws. I'm far from perfect. So.
Yeah. Well, talk to some of the younger generation behind you who's coming up, and that it's definitely on the road to wanting to do what you're doing and working with, again, some amazing musicians. What advice can you give to someone that's honestly afraid to even get on the mic, afraid to write, afraid to do what we're doing, going live, even just, you know, videotaping themselves and putting it out there? What would you say? What would you say?
I did it for a very long time, and I won't even say I regret it because timing is everything. He had a plan, I had to go with it. But just do it. That's the easy. I just was telling one of my friends who's very talented in the same situation. Just once you do it, now you set something, a bar that you can't, if you have an theory about yourself, once you put yourself out there, if you got good people around you, they're not going to let you just fall off tomorrow. Your integrity shouldn't let you. You just got to take that first. And it's scary, but it's worth it. It's so worth it. It is.
Well, you definitely got some dope mentors around you, you know, Goldie Gold, Contraband Beats. I mean, amazing. Talk to me about what Goldie has, of course, instilled in you when it comes to creative control.
You know what? Me and Goldie.
How about this?
Here comes Goldie.
Leave me out of it. Off the rip. Is her easy? Let me alone. Let her do her stuff.
You know, he gets like that. You don't like to say no credit. Okay. You know what? He's one of the few that's never tried to tell me how I should stay, what lane I need to stay in. You know, I've sent him some stuff that I've never even shared with anybody that he's giving me feedback on in a positive way, where you would think if it's not hard enough, he wouldn't like it. But I've seen this man do some incredible things. So he's just kind of like, get it done. There's no excuse. There's no excuse. Allow.
Absolutely. So what would you say if I asked you, of course, I know, of course, now a lot about your strengths, right? So talk to me about one of your weaknesses.
Counting myself out, spreading myself too thin. And like I said, not appreciating or giving myself enough credit. You know, these are miles. And this is a big deal to me. So taking that time up on the back, just being my own biggest critic, you know. Even when I have a really great game, I was still upset that I missed the left hand in the 2-minute marker. My mom would be like, oh my gosh. It's a blessing and a curse. That's what makes me me and what sets me apart. But that I wish I could change. And you can't, you know what I mean? All I can do is be better every day. So.
So what's next? What's next for Caligraphy? You guys are working on some big music. I know that. Tell us what you can tell us.
Just now I'm getting to the behind the scenes part, because the first year, I've only been doing this a year. The first year was content. I just needed content. I needed to be heard. Now I'm challenging myself to where, okay, now these visuals need to be set at a bar, and my page should be a certain way. My interaction should be a certain way. Taking the at a level and constantly evolving. I still haven't dropped a tape. Everything that I've dropped, I have I haven't put it together as one full project. So I'm definitely in the works of that. And just getting the behind the scenes stuff done. I have some really dope people who believe in me, and really dope producers that are sending these beats, and shout out to Tax Free. That's my guy. Those are the people I want to eat with, that, you know, you look to the left, you look to the right, it's time to go. So
that's amazing. That's good stuff. So, I mean, you know, of course, this industry, there's a vast opportunity of different directions you can go. Do you see yourself, obviously, in film, you know, fashion? Because I see you love fashion and colors and just different things. So
absolutely. I want to do, it's really weird, so don't judge me. I want to do voiceovers for cartoons.
Really? That's big.
Like a budget thing. I don't know why, but I definitely think the sky's the limit with those things. I have this character and charisma for a reason. It's not even about the money, like the experience. Once you start to see, like I said, if you get it starting, we're capable of so much, teaching ourselves so much. So
that's big. So who else do you see yourself collaborating with at this point now, though? So, like, you know, if I said mainstream and I'm not going to throw out any names.
Okay.
If we said going all the way mainstream, who else could you see yourself collaborating with?
Jessie Reyes. I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with her. I'm like, that's me. She's just not a rapper. You know, and I wouldn't even tell her that, because she could do it all and convey.
Absolutely.
Just Glenn, which she does like folk and like, but it's just unreal. Their ability to convey emotion is something that I'm on and trying to tap into, because we can all talk about what are we talking about, you know what I mean? And so who else? I would love to work with like Yellow Beezy. I love that Southern sound. I would love to work with Davon Terrell.
Nice.
And I watched him, you know, through his process of me on YouTube, where I was like, okay, I get you when you haven't got to mix the master, or you're doing it yourself, or you're pushing yourself. It's great to flourish. So those are a few artists that I definitely want to work with.
Those are a few dope artists. I mean, just a few.
I'm manifesting that. I need that.
Yeah. So what would you say the difference is between living and existing?
You do got some good questions. I wouldn't even say chasing your dreams, feeling alive. How often we wake up and we're mad, and I'm bad at that. My day's thrown off. I couldn't find something I need, but we're alive. We have everything. We're able to talk. We're able to be on this. I think we take for granted. So I think just being aware of the many blessings that I think we take for granted is the difference. Yeah.
Well, you know, we are definitely in a world today of technology. So I think we are definitely blessed to have, you know, just the internet, you know. But how would you say the internet has impacted the music, your music? How would you say the internet has impacted music today?
You know, I had a sit down today with one of Goldie's colleagues, and I'm just being introduced, and his name is Masi, and he was in radio. Hearing his perspective in the game that he gives us just so different from what I've heard, but it makes so much sense. The difference in social media, and I wouldn't even say that it's a bad thing. It's just evolution. You know what I mean? So I think that social media is double sword, like you said. It could be a great tool.
Yeah.
It go to your head. You know, it's supposed to be your worst enemy. One wrong post. You know what I mean? So but I wish I had this when I was 12, 13 to be able to talk to people across the world and have that platform early.
Yeah.
What you make it.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you were to deal with someone in a position of power who wants you to fail, how would you deal with them?
Prove them wrong.
Yes.
That would become a not an insight.
I'm gonna say something about that one because you be asking me.
Hold up. Wait a minute now.
I'm in everybody interview. You ask some intricate shit.
I love it.
To where you're fishing for bones. You know what I'm saying? You're fishing for bones. You wouldn't ask nobody that's an upcoming artist no question like that.
I don't mind it.
I do mind it because that's like you're trying to pit people against each other. No.
That's not true.
I'm gonna break it down. Say that again.
So I
we build like the motherfucker. I'm listening to some shit. Say that question again, because I heard that through the head. Okay.
So let me clarify with who I am, first of all, because I'm from business development.
Say it exactly how you just said it.
And then you, Miss Caligraphy, you're an athlete by trade. So you've worked on a team. So you understand what I'm talking about when I say teams. Yeah. So when I said the question, that's who I'm talking to, the mind from a thought-provoking perspective.
I just want to hear that question because I heard it.
I'll repeat it to you, even though you said not to include you anymore. I'll repeat it.
No, I want to hear that.
Said, how do you deal with someone in position of power? In position of power. So that means a boss, a coach, you know, something like that. How do you deal with someone in a position of power who wants you to fail?
That's not what you said the first time. No. The Kimbe Matumbo finger. Say what you originally said.
That's what I said. That's the same thing I said.
She got real around this motherfucker.
I get it.
Say what you first said.
That's the same question.
How I reply to that. You know
it's the same question. It's the same question.
Don't put people on the spot like that, because that question could turn a different way, and it could offend a lot of people. And I'm gonna answer that. I'm gonna answer that for her. I can't speak for nobody, but I'll tell you this: as from an interviewer to an interviewee, certain things you just don't ask people because it will cross certain lines and certain dynamics, and you just don't do that. You don't do it.
So what we talked about too, and I think we talked about this Caligraphy, we said everything, you said nothing's off record, right? Nothing's off, you know. So I think when we do, that's part of doing preliminaries too. We talk about what's on record, what to leave off record. And I don't think I've actually, I don't mention names or go into any deep
like I said,
personal stuff.
The perception of how somebody answers, because somebody with a small mind would slip up or say something. I don't have no vendettas toward nobody, and that has occurred to me. I don't have no grudge for anybody.
Yeah. So again, all thought provoking, and that's why I said this is for me what I'm doing with my platform, because this is again where we are. I am doing thought provoking questions. I keep it very intriguing. I keep it intricate. I keep it you know, to where it's not boring, and it's definitely not negative or perceived. You know, so if you're offended, you tell me, okay? But I don't think you.
Girl, I would. Okay.
So let me ask the question again. So the question was, how do you feel? How would you deal with basically a person of power if they were trying to make you fail? And I definitely know you understand this from an athlete point of view, because I'm sure you dealt with different coaches in your business. So how would you Calligraphy answer that question?
Just go harder, like I said. That's like the metaphoric way I could put it is, if I'm not getting time and my coach is not thinking I'm good enough, get in the gym. You know what I mean? And that's all I can do for me, to be able to let it go. Because you get thinking about all the steps people hold on to and take personally. I wouldn't succeed. I wouldn't be where I am. I just literally, there's a board of people that either have helped me, and you would never know, a board full of names that are the reason why I go so hard. And you don't know who crossed me and who pushed me. It's just all pulled to keep going harder. So
yes, absolutely. I like your answer. And Joshua Tree Foundation from Oakland, my cousin, she said, very good question. So thank you, cousin. Thank you for always supporting what we're doing here. And let me ask you this: in 3 words, how would you describe your amazing life so far? Just 3 words. Powerful words.
Crazy, chaotic, and divine.
Yes, I like that. I like that. Wait, what was the last one? What was the last word?
Divine.
Divine.
Yeah.
Wow. I like that.
Thank you.
So what are you going to be doing when it comes to merchandise? Because I was very impressed with the image you sent me with the pink, the blue, the tennis shoe. I'm a tennis shoe girl for life. So even though I like my heels, I'm tennis shoes all day long. So what are you going to be doing when it comes to design? Because I see a lot. I see so much happening.
It's so out of mud. Like when I put these visual stuff together, and I'm like, oh, so I get on when I can pick through the hair and all of that. And it's just an expression of myself. I actually want to do a line for tall girls. I remember the struggle being like, I could never find pants that fit, and you're trying to fit into this trendiness. That's something that I want to do. But I don't know. I'm flattered that you even think that. I'm like, I just make stuff work. And if I get them opportunities, I'll take them and explore.
Well, I think that's the Capricorn. That's that Capricorn side, that creative, that right brain thinker, creative side. Going back to that question, I see you, black and pink 2328. She said yes to answer that last question. That's right. Prove them wrong. Just do your best in Jesus' name.
That's all you can do. Period.
That's all you can do. So I'm not going to hold you too much longer. I definitely feel, you know, that you are definitely going towards a direction of increase.
Thank you.
And as far as motherhood, you know, raising a son, a beautiful baby boy.
Thank
you. Just continue to do what you're doing. And I'm just so glad, of course, for the opportunity tonight that you took the time out of your session.
Thank you. And I want to do what you do. It's different. It's spicy, and I like the questions. And I'm grateful, like I said, to even hold me in that regard. I'll never forget that. So thank you.
Well, you're very welcome. And I will let you get back to work. It's not work, it's cooking.
Just talk to you later, because we'll be tapped in. So thank you again.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay, peace.